Hi everybody, so this is going to be Draw My Relationship. I've seen these floating around and I thought it'd be really fun for you guys to hear the backstory on our relationship. So I think the best place to start is back at the beginning, August 1986. This is when my husband was born. I'm a horrible drawer, by the way, so bear with me. But anyways, he was born and he was so cute. He had a head full of hair. A couple of months later, in April of 1987, there was the most beautiful little girl, or so I'm told, born in that very same hospital. I always think it's funny that my husband and I were born in the same hospital just months apart. You can call it chance, fate, whatever. I just think it's funny. It's a little quirky thing about us. So growing up, my husband and I actually didn't grow up all that far away from each other. In our younger years, he was in just a couple of cities over, and interestingly enough, we actually both went to the same church, and a lot of our parents' friends were the same, but really our paths never crossed, and we never really knew each other. So fast forward a couple years from then, and in the 7th grade was the first time we really met each other. That year, my husband had started coming to the school that I was attending, and our lockers were in alphabetical order. So my best friend at the time, her last name ended with an F, so their lockers were right next to each other. And every day we were chatting and laughing, and we were in his way, and the poor thing just wanted to get to his locker, but we would just bother him every single day. And he did not like me, and I did not like him. It was definitely not love at first sight. So, like I said, every morning I was in his way, and one morning he was running late and had just had about enough of me. He asked me to get out of his way so he could get to his locker, and I was like, no way, I'm not moving. And he actually pushed me. It was so funny. So we didn't really get off to the best start. But a couple years later, in the 9th grade, one day we were sitting in science class, and I was sitting there and I was just kind of watching him interact with his friends. And for whatever reason, something about him that day just struck me. I don't know what it is, but I just kind of looked at him and was like, wow, he's kind of cute. And it completely freaked me out because I was like, this kid's a nerd. There's no way I could like him. So I kind of had a crush on him for a whole year. But in the 10th grade, things really started to change. We were in computer class together, and way back in 2002, the coolest thing to do was IM each other. So my best friend at the time knew that I liked him, and she set him up with an AOL Instant Messenger, and we started talking in computer class and just kind of getting to know each other. It started from there, and then at nighttime, we would talk to each other, and we would just spend hours on end telling each other about each other's lives and just talking and getting to know each other. We literally spent 5 hours at least talking to each other from time to time. It was crazy. So one day, a couple weeks after that, I really had a feeling he kind of liked me, and he came and he sat down at my table with all of my girlfriends at lunch. He was the only boy, and that's a pretty bold move for any 16-year-old boy to come and sit and eat lunch. It was like, hi, I totally like you. So after that, we were still getting to know each other pretty good, and one day after basketball practice, I was sitting in the cafeteria watching him, and he came over and we sat down at a table and we're talking. He asked me to our church Christmas party, and then he asked me to be his girlfriend, which of course I said yes. And we were each other's first boyfriend and girlfriend, truly each other's first love. So we dated all throughout 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And we did everything together. We would do double dates. We went to prom together, and we would just, every moment that we could spend with each other, we were always by each other's side. It was truly young love and high school sweethearts for sure. So our 10th grade year, we were talking about the future, of course, in college and what our plans were going to be. And my husband decided that he was going to be staying in Minnesota to work and go to community college, and I was going to Oklahoma to attend Bible college, and we were going to have to be apart for 2 whole years. It was pretty sad and broke our hearts, but we knew it was what the right things for us to do were. So I moved to Oklahoma in September of 2005, and we spent lots of time talking to each other on the phone. Yes, that's a phone. I'm a horrible drawer, I know. And we spent, of course, a lot of time on IM and video chatting, and it was sad because we really missed each other, but it was just a short period of time in our life. Yet it was 2 whole years, of course. It felt like forever that we did the long distance thing, but we made it work, and even though it made us sad, we knew we were going to be together forever, so it was just a short period of our life that we kind of had to go through that phase. My husband actually came to visit me a couple times while I was in Oklahoma, and one time he was driving from Minnesota to Oklahoma and he got a speeding ticket. It's pretty funny because everybody kept teasing him that he was too excited to see me, that he wasn't paying attention to the speed, and he got a speeding ticket. So in 2007, I finally was ready to graduate from my college, and my husband came for my graduation to celebrate, and we were so excited because it was finally coming home and we were going to be together again. In September of 2007, the 9th to be exact, my husband and I went on a date that day, and we were going to just walk around a local lake, and I kind of had a feeling something was coming, but I didn't want to speculate. We were sitting on the beach by the lake, and we're so not a cheesy couple, but I decided I was going to draw a heart in the sand and take a picture of it. And when I turned around from taking my picture, my husband was on one knee and he asked me to marry him. And all I kept saying was, "Oh my God, oh my God." I didn't even say yes, and it was pretty funny because I was just so surprised. He's like, "So is that a yes?" So when we were engaged, we were in the process of building our first house. It was so exciting, and we closed on our house in January of 2008, and we felt like real adults, and it was scary but exciting. On June 13th, 2008, we said our I do's in front of our close friends and family, and it was the most beautiful day ever, and we were finally Mr. and Mrs., and we couldn't have been more excited to officially start our lives together. After our wedding, we went to our honeymoon. We honeymooned in Vegas. It was the first time that my husband was on a plane, and he got really, really sick. We didn't know that he had as bad motion sickness as he did. So our honeymoon started off to a rocky start, but we had lots of fun. We spent a lot of time in the sun and at the pool and ate lots of food. It was super, super fun. So in 2010, which even though I wrote 2011, it was 2010, we had talked about waiting a couple years to start a family, and finally we decided that we were going to go for it. My husband was a little skeptical. He wasn't sure if we were really ready, but at the end he said, "Okay, let's try." Little did I know how much trying to conceive would make me sad. It's a lot more stress and a lot more work than people make it seem, and every time I tried and we thought we were pregnant, we weren't. So after 9 whole months of trying, finally one early June morning in 2011, I woke up to go to the bathroom and decided to take a pregnancy test, and it said I was pregnant. I was sitting in the bathroom just crying and shaking. I was so excited, and I went and woke my husband up and told him we were pregnant, and he was so excited as well. So February 12th, 2012, of course, we welcomed our little Emma Charlotte into our world, and we were so excited to finally be a family. She completed us more than we would ever know. So where we are today, you guys have been following our journey, so you know a lot of this, but we've been married for 5 years, we've been together for 10, and truly every day gets better. It sounds cliche and totally corny, but I definitely love my husband more today than yesterday. As far as the future, what it holds for our family, of course, we love Emma and we love watching her grow up. We're going to have more babies. We'll have a lot more adventures than we even ever know, but of course it will be filled with lots and lots of love. When I tell people that I married my high school sweetheart, everybody's always a little bit skeptical. They always think we're a little bit crazy because we never dated anybody else, or, the fact that we've been together since we were 16. We got married when we were only 21. But the truth is, when you know, you know. When you find the right person, it doesn't matter about the age. You just know in your heart. So that's our journey. Thanks for watching. Of course, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got to know a little bit more about us. We'll see you next time.